but the experts we talked to made it very clear to us, Charlie, that the American people want they want Congress and the president in on the takeoff.
Right.
And they would like to see more consultation. And all that we call for here is consultation. The president does not have to get the consent of the Congress, but we mandate that there be consultation, and specifically with whom in the Congress to consult. And we also say here it needs to be more than just notification. There needs to be time for a full exchange of views. That's a benefit to the president. I mean, I sat there in that White House for 4 years, and I know that sometimes it's quite beneficial to hear the views of some people who don't actually work for the president and in the White House. And we think this is beneficial for the Congress, for the president, and for the American people, and doesn't detrimentally affect their constitutional position one way. I think we're handling Iran's nuclear issue in the right way, Charlie, by dealing with it in the United Nations Security Council and by dealing with it politically and diplomatically. I don't happen to think that there's an easy military answer to that problem. And I think that people who suggest that there is are really wrong. I just don't think there is one. So I think we're going about it in the right direction.
So should we be trying to...
At some point, well, what we called for in the Iraq Study Group report was to talk to Iran about the situation in Iraq, just as we did in Afghanistan when we went in there, and Iran cooperated with us to promote stability in Afghanistan. And they could do the same thing to help us promote stability in Iraq. And that was what our recommendation was, but not to talk to them on every issue. When I was Secretary of State, going way back 15 years ago, our policy was we would sit down with Iran anytime they would be willing to sit down with us, but it had to be at an official level. None of this offline stuff, none of this sidebar stuff. And the Iranians had vilified us as the great Satan so much that they weren't willing to sit with us because they couldn't muster the domestic support for doing so. So it's a two-way street.